Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey, and today we're going to do a yoga practice that is, first of all, free of any planks, tabletop, downward dog. We're not going to be putting any weight into the wrists. Second of all, while we're not putting weight into the wrists, we are going to do some things that can help the wrists feel a little bit better. So if you have something like carpal tunnel or your wrists just get tired really easily, this can hopefully give them a little bit of relief, but also not put them in any positions that are going to be harmful. So we're going to begin standing in mountain pose. We're going to do most of our poses standing, a couple seated, and then we'll recline down at the end and take our Shavasana. So beginning in Tadasana, feet hip width distance apart, arms resting down beside you. Soften or close your eyes if you're okay with your eyes being closed here. Just take a moment to connect with your breath. Maybe starting to lengthen your breath just a little bit. And taking these last few moments before we get moving to connect with an intention for your practice. Why did you choose to get on your mat today? And then let's start to bring a little bit more awareness into the way that we're standing, making sure that the weight is not leaning left to right or front and back too much, trying to find a sense of balance. Lengthening our tailbone down slightly, lifting up through the front of the chest. And if your eyes were closed, you're welcome to open them now. On our next breath in, we'll send our arms out and up, upward salute. And then exhale, grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and really pull that left arm up as you lean over towards the right for a side bend. Option to keep your gaze forward or maybe send your gaze up. Ground down through the left foot. One more breath in. Exhale, return to center. Switch out the hold. So you're going to hold onto your right wrist with your left hand this time. Pull with the left hand and lean towards the left. Hips go over to the right a little bit. Another breath in brings you all the way up. Exhale, arms are going to come down beside you. For this next pose, I'll turn to face the front of my mat instead of the long way of the mat, just so I have space. Make sure that you're still grounded in your Tadasana. All of our poses come from this posture. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, open twist. Right arm is going to go forward. Left arm is going to go back. Maybe you send your gaze towards the left thumb. Pull your left hip forward in space a little bit. Pull the right hip back. Twisting along the spine. One more breath in. And out. Inhale brings the arms back up. And then exhale, going to the other side. Left arm forward, right arm back. Gaze can go back. Right hip is pulling forward this time. And left hip is pulling back. So there's a tension of opposites happening. As your chest and your upper body tries to turn towards the right, your pelvis is trying to keep pulling forward. Inhale, arms come up. And then let's exhale and take a forward fold. Soften your knees, hinge at your hips, and let your upper body be heavy like a rag doll on this first one. So you could grab opposite elbow with opposite hand. Even with the knees bent, kind of lifting the sits bones, tilting the tailbone up. And then we'll inhale to lift halfway. You can do fingertips to the mat or hands to your shins. And then as you exhale, maybe you fold a little bit deeper. You can hold on to your ankles or your shins. Pull yourself closer. A couple breaths here. Next, inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, this one maybe just a little bit deeper, holding on wherever you can. This time it could be your toes or your feet, or you could just return to how you were before. And then gently pulling yourself down, reaching the crown of the head towards the mat, and not even necessarily reaching, but feeling the head like it's a bowling ball. And then using the arms to give yourself that little pull. One more breath in here. One more breath out. Inhale, lifting halfway again. And then exhale, soft bend of the knees as you press into your feet, rising up with a flat back into Tadasana. Take a moment to let your energy settle. And then we'll do a few rounds of half sun salutations. So not doing the whole step back, chaturanga, downward dog dance. We're going to just inhale, upward salute. And then exhale, soften your knees, hinge at your hips, and forward fold. We'll inhale, lift halfway. And then we'll exhale to fold again. Inhale, press into your feet, rise up, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Two more like that, moving with your breath. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, and forward bend. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, hands into your heart. Final one here. Breathe in, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Breathe in, up salute. And exhale, hands into your heart. Once again, just pause and let the energy settle. Feel the effect of that vinyasa in your body. Vinyasa simply means breath and movement. So if you're moving with your breath, you are practicing a vinyasa. Alrighty. From here, we're going to step wide on our mat, facing whichever side of the mat you're most comfortable with. And feet are going to be a little bit wider than 2.5 feet apart. Turn your right toes to point towards the shorter edge of your mat, and notice how the torso kind of wants to go with the leg. I want you to keep turning your torso in the front of your hips to keep facing towards the long edge of the mat. Reach your arms out into a T shape. Look over your right fingertips and then lunge into your right knee. Warrior two. Now, while we're here, we're going to spread the fingers really wide and then squeeze the hands into fists. Inhale, spread the fingers wide. Exhale, squeeze them into fists. Breathe in, stretch out the fingers. Exhale, squeeze. One more, breathe in. And exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open palms again. Left hand to the left thigh, flip the right palm. Inhale, lean back. Reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Sensing that big stretch in the right side body, stretching from the right waist all the way to the fingertips. Breathe in. And then exhale, carry this length forward as you let your right elbow rest on top of your right thigh. Left arm is going to reach all the way overhead, so the left arm is next to your left ear. Reaching through an angle. Keep lunging into that right knee. Grounding down through both feet evenly. One more breath in. Exhale, press through the right foot to come up. Hands can come to your waist, and then we'll just parallel the feet again. Take a pause. Notice how your hips feel. Notice how your shoulders and your arms feel. Let's take that to the other side. Left toes are going to point towards the shorter edge of the mat this time. And then turn your torso to face towards the long edge of the mat. Lunge into your left knee. Arms go out into that T shape. Look over your left fingertips. Strong legs. And we'll do the same thing we did before. Inhaling to spread the fingers as wide as they can go. And exhale, squeeze the hands into fists. Inhale, open, spread the fingers. Exhale, squeeze. Breathe in, open the palms. Exhale, squeeze. Last one here, breathe in. And exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open palm. Right hand down, flip the left palm to face up. Inhale, lean back, peaceful warrior. A couple of breaths here to really feel the waist opening. Another breath in. Exhale, carry the length forward. Keep lunging into the left knee, left elbow on top of the left thigh. Right arm is reaching alongside your right ear. Extended side angle. Maybe your gaze goes up for this one. Strong legs, steady breath. And inhale, press through the left leg, arms come back out into that T shape, hands to the waist, and we'll parallel our feet. Keeping the toes kind of pointing in slightly, heels pointing out, so we're really exaggerating this. Interlace your fingers behind your lower back. Try to bring the hands into a fist, pressing the palms towards one another. Roll your shoulders back and reach down through the knuckles as you pull your arms away from your lower back and from your glutes. Take a breath and lift your heart. And then we'll exhale, start to hinge at your hips. Heart goes forward, eventually letting the head be heavy. Keep pulling the shoulders away from your neck as you let your arms drop towards the floor. So they're not going to touch the floor. Rolling the shoulders forward a little bit. Head is heavy like a bowling ball. Big hamstring stretch. Also so good for strengthening the ankles and stretching out the shoulders. Keep pressing the palms together as much as you can. Next inhale, lift your head and press through your feet to rise all the way back up with a flat back. From here, you can release your hands to your waist again. And then we're going to turn right toes to point towards the shorter edge of the mat again. Turn on your left foot so that the left toes point to the front left corner of the mat. Square your hips forward and either keep your hands on your waist or you can take fists together, pulling the elbows back. Or if you really want a wrist stretch here, we're going to try bringing the fingertips together and then pressing the palms towards each other behind the mid back. Pressing especially that thumb side of the hand into each other. Again, elbows pull back. Inhale, lift here. And exhale, lean forward. If you're hearing little jingles, it's just turkey. Maybe you come to about this halfway point and you just hover here, or if it's available, you can let the upper body drape over the right thigh, let your head be heavy, all the way into this deep pyramid pose. Keep pulling your shoulders away from your neck. On your next breath in, press down firmly through your right foot, lifting up. And we're just going to turn to do that on the opposite side, so you can actually keep your hands as they are if you wish. Right toes point forward, spin on the left foot, left toes point towards the shorter edge. Kind of angle that right foot at a 45-degree angle. Pull your left hip back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, leaning forward, maybe pausing at the halfway point. Using those core muscles to stay steady. Or if it's available in your body, draping your torso over the left thigh. Let your head be heavy. Press the thumbs into each other. One more breath in. Exhale, press down through the left foot to come up with a flat back. Releasing your arms, turning to face the long edge of the mat again, spitting on the feet. And then we're just going to heel toe the feet close to each other and turn to face one of the shorter edges of the mat. Feet are about hip width distance apart, toes point out, heels in. So maybe your toes even spill off of your mat a little bit. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, start to bend into your knees, sinking the hips down low. If at any point you need to bring the hands down for a counterbalance, you can. Otherwise, try to keep sinking the hips low into Malasana, using those leg muscles to get you here. And then elbows come towards the inner thighs or the inner knees, pressing the elbows out, inner thighs pressing back in, hands at heart center. Breathe. And then depending on your mobility and strength today, you may want to bring your fingertips behind you for a little bit of support, not putting too much weight there, but just kind of breaking the fall as we start to set the hips down towards the mat. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can reach your arms forward. Hi, turkey. And then set your hips down. And then let's all lift the shins parallel to the mat, reaching the arms forward. Your boat pose. Breathe. Squeezing your thighs towards your ribs and your ribs towards your thighs. Reaching up with the heart, reaching out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, soles of the feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. From here, holding on to your feet or your ankles or your shins, wherever's most accessible to you. Take a breath in to lengthen. Exhale, bend elbows out, send your heart forward. Let your head be heavy. Good hip stretch. Starting to slow things down. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, rise up with a flat back. From here, you can simply just cross the legs unless it's more comfortable for you to be sat in that Baddha Konasana shape with the feet together. We're just going to do a quick little reverse wrist stretch. So a lot of the times in yoga poses, we have our wrists flexing and then extending in the front of the wrist or in the part of the wrist that's closest to the palm. We're going to flip that, starting on the left side, straighten your arms straight out in front of you and point your fingers straight down, spread the fingers really wide, and then take your other hand to the back of the hand and just gently press that hand towards you. Now, this can be where you stop. If that feels like it's good, but you want a little bit more, you're going to take the hands into a fist, point the fist down, same thing. Press your hand into the back of the left hand. And that's definitely going to be a deeper one. You're going to really feel it in the back of the forearm. One more breath in. Exhale very slowly, very mindfully, release. Come back to neutral. If you had taken the fist, maybe just kind of wiggle out the fingers. We're going to do that on the other side. Reaching the palm face down, arm is straight, about shoulder height. Pointing the fingers down to start, spread the fingers wide. Take the left hand to the back of the right palm and press that hand in. Again, if that feels good, but you want a little bit more, you'll take the fist instead. Point the fist down, hand to the back of the right hand. Breathe here. Big stretch for the forearm. And on an exhale, very slowly, very mindfully let go. Again, if you had taken that fist, just kind of wiggle out the fingers, bring it back to neutral. Right hand down. From here, scoot your booty to the center of the mat if it's not there already. Let's use the hands behind the thighs to help us recline down. I'm going to move my hair clippy out of the way so it doesn't get in my way. And then we'll take a few bridge lifts. So make sure your feet are about hip width distance apart. Arms down beside you, almost like you're reaching towards your heels. Walk the shoulders away from the neck. Tilt your tailbone down. Lift your heart by pressing into your arms. And then on your next breath in, press into your feet. Lift your hips. Into your bridge. We'll do a few pulses. So we're going to exhale, lower the hips down. And then inhale, press into the feet, find another bridge. Exhale, slowly lower down. 2 more like that. Breathe in, into your bridge. Exhale, lower. Last little pulse, breathe in. Exhale, lower. On this last one, we're going to hold for 3 breaths. Press into your feet as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze the inner thighs in, press down through the feet, press down through the arms. 3 more breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose. In and out. Last one here, in and exhale. Slowly return your hips down into constructive rest. From here, we'll take a brief twist. Right knee is coming in, left leg is going long. Reach the right arm out beside you and guide your right leg over to the left. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, return to center. Exhale to switch out the legs, left knee in, right leg long, left arm out. Guide that left leg over to the right. Next breath in, roll towards your back. From here, if there's any other little movements or poses that your body's asking for, taking time for that now. Otherwise, setting yourself up in your Shavasana. Resist the urge to skip this. It's very important to let your body integrate the benefits of your practice, kind of like digesting after a meal. And letting your body soften into the supports beneath you. You'll hear my voice when it's time to come back. Enjoy your Shavasana. remaining just as you are. Today I will leave you here in Shavasana because Turkey has chosen to lay on me, and I don't want to disturb her comfort, of course. So thank you so much for being here. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana longer if you have the time and the desire. And let me know how this practice went for you in the comments below whenever you do come out of your Shavasana. Thank you. I hope that we can practice together again very soon. Namaste.